It is time for another edition of Discipline This Live. I'm your host, LaShawn, your favorite mindset coach, here to help you get focused, activate your discipline muscle, and make your big thing happen. If you have something that you want to achieve, definitely best believe there are some benefits to actually embracing discipline and activating discipline. On the other side of that, though, there are some things that come with lack of discipline, and I want to talk about those tonight. Talking about the consequences of lack of discipline. And if you see me rolling and moving, it's because at my desk I sit on a stability ball. So, and if you hear like rubbing and whatnot, that's the good old ball that I'm sitting on. So, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. I won't keep you long, but if you stick around, you might get you some good nuggets, okay? I know that you all, if you're watching, if you're joining, if you know me, you know I speak on discipline and wellness, and I want people to work well and live well. And in order to work well and live well, you got to seize the day. How do you seize the day? You have to discipline your day. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk about the converse side of that, and that is the consequences of lack of discipline. And if you know me, I got my notes right here, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. So let's go ahead and get started. I got 4 consequences of lack of discipline. Now, I'm sure that there are plenty more, but just to get you going, get those gears grinding to help you lean more towards activating discipline, let me give you 4. So the first consequence of lack of discipline is that it prevents your own goals from happening. Easy enough, right? Very common sense, right? You have a lack of discipline, you're not going to have the things that you say that you want in life. You want to live better, you want time freedom, you want to be able to go where you want to go without having to ask for permission. You want to be able to write that book without feeling like people are going to judge you. You want to create your own business. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's not going to happen when you have lack of discipline. And lack of discipline is also lack of consistency. I've been there, I know, okay? And some days I find myself falling into some bad habits, and I have to refocus, recenter real quick. And that's how I know that I am working towards my goals, because I get back on track really easy, because I have to remember, these are the things that I said I wanted. This is not something that somebody told me I should have. This isn't something that someone told me I need to go get. Literally, this is something that I said that I wanted, and I have to go get it. And how do I go get that? Well, I set myself up in such a way that I know exactly why I'm doing what I want to do, why I'm trying to go after the goal that I'm going after. I know exactly what I am reverse engineering and where I need to start in order to make that goal happen. I know that I have to eliminate distractions, and I know that I still have to be human. In all of the creating goals, having your goals happen, you're still human. So there's still things that you're going to do that might get you off track. And you have to give yourself some grace, okay? And so my Carpe Diem strategy that I teach in my coaching program lines and lays all that out. But again, tonight we're talking about the consequences of your lack of discipline. One, your lack of discipline is preventing you from having your own goals happen. So if you say you want it, why are you doing the thing? Fill in the blank for the thing that you're doing to keep you from being on task for your goals. Number 2, piggybacking. It keeps you less focused. It just flat out keeps you less focused. Or it makes you less focused. When you have a lack of discipline, that means you are allowing things, not one thing or 2 things, 3 or more things to interfere with the time that you should have put aside to have your goals happen. And it could be something as easy as hitting your snooze button 2-3 times too many. It could be something like scrolling on social media. It could be coveting someone else's thing, what they have, someone else's successes, whatever it is. Even if you spend a little bit too much time in the self-care department, that could get you off track too. That could get you off focus. And there's a time and a place for everything. So if you aren't being focused, that is a true lack of discipline. If you're not being consistent, doing something each day, even if it's one thing that you say first thing in the morning, this is what I want to do for the day. If you're not doing that thing, something, you have to figure that out, is that thing that is keeping you distracted and unfocused. That was number 2. Number three, the third consequence of lack of discipline is that it lowers your self-esteem and your self-confidence. So I know that's kind of a big thing, right? Like, how can me not doing the task that I need to do for my goals lower my self-esteem? Well, if you're still doing, saying, being the same way you are in 2019 that you were in 2018, chances are you aren't getting the things done that you said you needed to get done in order to have your goals happen. So have a plan of action for yourself. What is it that you want to do? Do you do that by vision boarding? Do you do that by journaling? Do you do that by talking it out with a group of your friends or 1 or 2 people? What is that thing that's going to get you focused so that you can have a plan of action or at least a set of goals at bare minimum? Guys, this is my 2020 planner, but I use the Power Sheets by Cultivate What Matters. And guys, this thing right here is gold. Like, it's gold. It helps me put things in perspective of what I actually want to happen. And not only that, I can use this for business goals. I can use this for personal goals. I love this. This helps me to stay on track with my discipline. And when I don't use it, when that lack of discipline comes in, I can tell a difference. Let's go ahead and move to the 4th consequence of your lack of discipline. All right. 4th consequence. It means to me that you don't have respect for authority, which also means you don't have respect for your own word. You're not honoring your own word. So when you have a lack of discipline, what happens when you create a goal? What happens when you want to create a habit? You want to create something that to happen in your life that you really want to happen. You want to, weight loss goal. You want a muscle gain goal, muscle mass goal. You want to eat healthier. You have a goal of eating healthier. Whatever that is for you, you have to commit to doing the work before you do anything else. Once you have decided what those goals are, you have to decide on your own. You have to decide. It has nothing to do with anyone else. You have to decide that you are going to commit to doing what it takes to having your goals happen. And if you don't, that is showing yourself, and that's telling you that you don't believe enough in you to have your goals happen. And I'm sorry, I love you, but I love me a whole lot more. And I love the fact that I can actually have things happen that I say that I want to happen, knowing that I am willing to do what it takes to have it. So when you don't have that lack of discipline, when you're not committing to your own word, that's showing that not only do you have a disrespect and a dishonor for your own word, that means that you actually have no respect for authority in general. And is that broad? Yeah, it's probably broad. But here's the thing. When you are saying that you want something, but you're not willing to do the work, think about that from an employer-employee standpoint. How many times have you gone to work and been like, that ain't my job? Because I've done it before. How many times have you done something and maybe you haven't done it recently, but in your lifetime, in your work lifetime, an employer has asked you to do something, and when you look at the grand scheme of your day and what you're doing at work, you say, "Oh, I'm not doing that. That's not my job. That's not in my job description. So I'm going to do a bare minimum." Doing the bare minimum, that's fine, but it's also very mediocre. And if you want to do the bare minimum, you can do the bare minimum all day. I'll tell you what that's going to do. It's going to keep you right here, okay? And whatever goals that you really want to have happen, they might happen, but they won't happen as swiftly as you would like them to happen. And they're going to be more, and when something doesn't go in a steady pace and it goes a lot slower, you are going to run into what I believe are a few more hurdles that come into your life that you're going to have to spend that much more time trying to get over, because you're taking a very long time to make things happen. Now, some things take time. I get that. There are some things that you're going to have to utilize the time that it takes to have that thing happen, because everything can't happen, just like that. And everything might not be a short-term goal. There are some long-term goals that we all have in our life, right? You want to have healthy relationships. You want those relationships to be long, right? And you want them to be rich. You want them to be substantial, right? You want meaningful relationships. You don't want surface level relationships with people, because think about it. How much time do you waste, like I said before, looking on social media at other people's successes, being happy for them, but that's it? And meanwhile, while you could be cheering other people on, and that's great, what are you doing to make your own thing happen? Because at that point, there's a lack of discipline there that you don't have, that you are activating, the lack of discipline that you are activating, and you're just telling yourself, you know what, I'm good right where I am. And even though I want this big thing to happen, I'm scared, or I don't want to do the work, or I'm not willing to sacrifice. Whatever your excuse is, that's going to be the thing that stops you from making your goals happen, making your dreams happen, making those things that you desire not come about. This is just my way of sharing some nuggets with you. And if you're looking for more close one-on-one time, and you are really, really struggling to have your thing happen, and you don't know why you can't stay focused, you don't have a starting point to making your goals happen, definitely send me a message. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's get together and make some stuff happen, because life is too short to not live it well. And if you're going to live it well, you got to work it well. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's live. I hope that you started your day with gratefulness. I hope that you end your day with gratefulness. 3 things. Give yourself 3 things. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. I hope that you have worked today with greatness. Why? Because you are great. You shouldn't work any way else but great. And you deserve the best. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next live. Have an amazing night. Love and hugs, guys.